to the Big Three playoffs. It's presented by Microsoft. We're in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. The winner heads to London, England to play in the championship game. The enemies, well, they knocked off the defending champions Trilogy. And now it's the Triplets taking on the Ghost Ballers. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson.
Talk to me.
So you've got the Triplets, a team that won it all 4 years ago in 2019. And you've got really the Ghost Ballers, kind of a newbie to the postseason. This is really just the second time they've been in the postseason.
But the Triplets, listen, figured out some things. #1 overall seeded team. Joe Johnson, of course. And also, you have Jeremy Pargo kind of leading the way. You got Lisa Leslie behind the clipboard, kind of drawing a place. But the Ghost Ballers, again, a team that has continuity, came back kind of a similar lineup, a lot to prove. Got a lot of weapons. It's going to be a great game.
Well, you talk about the Triplets, and hey, look, this guy, you would think Joe Johnson's the guy, but what about Jeremy Pargo? Jeremy Pargo has been Mr. Consistent for them, and he has made more four-point shots this season than anybody.
But Brian Scalabrine said this earlier, too, in the year, that Jeremy Pargo makes it easier for Joe Johnson to beat Joe Johnson, and that's what's very important.
You look at what Joe Johnson has done here in the Big Three. He's a two-time MVP. In 2019, 2021, he won the MVP. And he's the guy, without question, that leads the Triplets. Now, when you talk about the Ghost Ballers, from the beginning, it has been the Iceman, George Gervin. But this is their first playoff appearance since 2017, and it's Mike Taylor, the guy that's been leading the squad.
Well, but it's very important for Mike Taylor to kind of contain his composure. When he's out there running and scoring, it's a different team. 15.8, you see that right there. He led the team in points and steals and blocks and threes made. So Mike can do it all, but with this Triplet team, he got to kind of control, I think, his emotions. In order for his team to have a really good opportunity, I think Chris Johnson has to have a big game along with Simmons.
Just take a look here at the rosters. They're presented by PNC Bank. Another guy is Chris Johnson, as Jim just pointed out. Hey, look, he leads the Big Three in three-point percentage. He shoots nearly 62% from three. And then Joe Johnson and Janera Pargo, they're of the Triplets. And there is Lisa Leslie, the Basketball Hall of Famer as well. She was the Big Three Coach of the Year in 2019 when they won it all, looking to get back there again. In fact, for the Triplets, they haven't been in the postseason in a couple of years. Here's a look at the rules of the Big Three. If you're unfamiliar with the game, first team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2. There is no shot clock, but there's a 14-second shot clock. You got to get the ball up. And listen, the 4-point shot can be a difference maker and keep you in the game.
For our fans who have watched before but haven't seen this Triplet team play, one of the key components, underneath out of bounds, side out of bounds plays that Lisa Leslie draws up to get some good looks. May not sound like a lot, but those are opportunities and points that they capitalize off as well as anybody in this league.
There's Larry Sanders with it to Pargo. To Joe Johnson, back to Pargo, open in the corner for 3. And right off the bounce, Pargo gets it rolling.
A team that moves the ball quickly and makes quick decisions is the toughest team to try to guard, but you can't take away everything.
Here's Jonathan Simmons. Blocked by Larry Sanders. That's what he does the best. Joe Johnson using that body against Mike Taylor. Tried to bang it home, no good. Here's Mike Taylor now.
Quick decisions, be unselfish, find your teammate, get an open shot, and that's been a staple point of Lisa Leslie since she's gotten this league to, yes, we have talent, but we're stronger and better when the ball is hopping around the court.
Pargo gets the pick. Sidestep 3. No good. Oh, Chris Johnson almost put that up.
Yeah, he wanted to.
Here's Jonathan Simmons. Simmons driving off the glass. No.
best decision right here. Don't shoot it. Kick it out. You know, and I say this, man, we didn't get a chance to talk about this in the first game, but how about the momentum for Big Three? Coming out of COVID, people thought maybe the league would falter a little bit, but that's proven untrue. The TV ratings across the board are up. The attendance is back. Shout out to people really supporting this great brand of basketball.
Shout out to Jeff Quatnitz and Ice Cube for what they've done with the league. Joe Johnson has big boy basketball now.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Johnson for coming back and being strong enough to be able to do it. I mean, he adds so much to it. And again, if you're not watching Joe and you're not sitting in our seats, you don't realize how big Joe Johnson really is.
5-0 the score for the Triplets. Simmons fading on that jumper. Sanders comes, sets the pick for Joe. Rolls. Joe backs him down. Ball fake. Rejected with goaltending.
So what you want? You want Joe to beat you on the perimeter. But then he can put that big body on the block. He's savvy enough to be able to get up. That's an easy call right there for the official.
Got a break. It's the Triplets up 7-0 on the Ghost Ballers. It's the playoffs here on CBS. Big Three playoffs here in Washington, D.C. Triplets on top 7-0. Hey, calling all campers. Summer is just beginning at Camp Buddy Games. Head counselor Josh DeMel puts friendship to the test when teams of best buddies battle it out on the ultimate summer camp competition. Buddy Games, new series, Thursday, September 14th on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Quick start for Lisa Leslie's Triplet squad. Up 7-0. You can see what they've done the past couple of weeks. A hot start means victory for them. Here's Simmons. Lost it, got it back. Taylor for three. Yes, Mike Taylor.
Yeah, that time Larry Sanders tried to get Joe Johnson to get back on Mike Taylor, but Joe was too deep in the paint. Once Larry left, that left it open for Mike to kind of find his rhythm, square it up and knock it in.
Here's Pargo, throws it up for Sanders, and Chris Johnson knocks it away. First team to 25, we go to the half. Joe lost it. Taylor for four. Here's Pargo. As for the screen. Gets it back. Throws it up to Sanders.
You know, quietly. You know, talked about Pargo and his improvement and Joe playing, but having Larry Sanders not just do that, but secure the paint. He can guard in space on the perimeter.
Mike Taylor. Don't let him get warm. No. 6-9 our score. Johnson. Time now for our target special delivery.
1-2 pick and roll. Sanders slips it. Pargo finds him. Easy money inside.
Taylor. Probing. Fades. Rolls off. Here's Joe Johnson in the corner with 5 on the shot clock. Oh, gave him the shoulder.
Yep, gave him the shoulder. Chris stayed with it that time, though, able to influence the shot.
Simmons in and out. Here's Pargo. Working on Taylor. Driving. Simmons thought about putting it right back up. Takes it out, kicks it out to Taylor. Taylor will hit the three, and it came out. Here's Pargo. Taylor. They call it jump ball.
Well, let's see on the drive. Mike Taylor, Joe reaches in, gets it. I don't know about that because Joe had it before, but when he came down, I guess the official was calling it. See, to me, that's a travel.
Yeah.
But officials are taking a look at it. Triplets been a little cold here in the last 3 or 4 possessions. Credit the defense. The Ghost Ballers kind of taking away some of those easier looks that the Triplets were able to get once the game started.
Simmons trying to get started and banks it home and will go to the line.
I like it. I like it. Jonathan Simmons last week, 27 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. This season he led the team in rebounds and assists during the regular season, so kind of a little bit of everything.
Missed the free throw. Charles Garcia has checked in too for the Ghost Ballers. Give him a little more size. Here's Joe, spins off of Taylor. Kick out to Pargo. Back to Joe. Open three. No good. Simmons. Here's Garcia with one. Got it.
Patience. I mean, that was outstanding patience by the Ghost Ballers. Really good half-court defense, one-on-one by Triplets. But right at the end, Ghost Ballers able to find a way to get a shot up and in.
30-second timeout. Ghost Ballers on top of the Triplets. It's the playoffs here in D.C. Big Three playoffs here in Washington, 10-9 is our score each week. Fans can help select the Microsoft Big Three Player of the Week. Go online, big3.com or Big Three social media accounts to vote. And we'll reveal the results from today's playoff games next Saturday from London, site of the Big Three Championship game.
See, all the fans right now on their phones, they're voting.
Vote
That's
right
what
now.
they're doing right now.
Pumped in Jordan Crawford.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yo, JC put on a show.
He did.
He put on a show from the time the ball was inbounded to making the shot at the end.
You know, it's been a couple of weeks since the Triplets have trailed. First time for them since week 6.
Good composure by the Ghost Ballers. Got down early 7-0, but 10-2 run.
Joe lost it, going up, and it's a turnover.
He wanted to drop it inside to Larry Sanders, but he lost control of the rock. Another unforced turnover in favor of the Ghost Ballers.
And they're going to call an illegal screen there on Charles Garcia. So the Triplets will inbound. Pargo backing it down. Sanders from the elbow knocks it down. 1 point lead for the Triplets. Back and forth we go. And again, they call Garcia again. second straight possession for them. That one's on Mike Taylor.
Yeah, Mike Taylor. He leaned right into it.
He did.
Mike, you can't make it that obvious. You can't make it that obvious, my man.
Darnell Jackson has checked in now for the Ghost Ballers. They go big. Pargo makes him pay. Jeremy Pargo with the triple. 14-10 our score. Triplets trying to get back to the championship game. You're watching the Big Three Playoffs, and it's presented by Microsoft.
The 2023 Big Three Playoffs presented by Microsoft is The 2023 Big Three Playoffs presented by Microsoft is sponsored by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
It's the Big Three Playoffs. Winners of this game takes on the enemies next Saturday, London, England, for the Big Three Championship game. How'd the enemies get there? Well, it was Jordan Crawford, and he is the subject of our monster moment. It's the game winner.
But Jordan Crawford got the party started, and at the end, he said goodbye and turned off the lights. So one of his 7 3-point shots made, but more critical, first championship opportunity. But it is all money.
14-10 is our count here. Capital One Center in Washington, D.C. Another packed house.
Look at that crowd.
That's fantastic.
I mean, it says a lot, though. D.C. is a basketball hotbed. They love their basketball here. Jerome Williams, of course, former Georgetown player. But the support to come out and show love. Look at this. I mean, they were here from the celebrity game at noon.
Yeah.
Cube loving it. Manufactured another W. For the celebrity.
He did.
1 minute, first shot, we get the ball first.
And we win. Darnell Jackson missed that one. And Mario Moon is checked in for the triplets. He's got the block now to Pargo for 4. No good. Jackson got it back, kicks it out to Garcia. Big Darnell. Moon, good defense. And Garcia over the top.
That's good defense by Jamar Moon. He got bullied underneath the basket, but he stayed with it just enough to take away right here. He said, ain't really too much you can do about that, Brian, right there, but try to hold your ground and influence a shot. He was able to do that.
Here's Joe Johnson. Working on Jackson. Gets bodied. Almost lost it. Moon with 1 on the shot clock. That's a brick. Jonathan Simmons working on Pargo now. Kick out to Garcia with 3. With 1, he got to get it up. And he played around with it, should have shot it.
Yeah, well, that was the case where you had a wide open shot. By hesitating not once but twice, now you take a more difficult challenge shot instead of the open one.
Winner goes to London to take on enemies.
Triplets, the #1 seed. First time in the playoffs in 2 years. Here's Joe Johnson, lost it. Jackson got it, and he bodies it in.
And Joe wanted a foul right there, but good defense by Garcia.
2-point lead for the Triplets.
Then when you turn it over close, you see the advantage 2-on-1 that those ballers had.
Oh, Pargo spinning and winning. Jeremy Pargo. Simmons into Jackson, working on Moon. This time Simmons knocks down the triple.
Yeah, Pargo, he doesn't have to help. You know, Simmons has proven that he can knock down an open 3, and that's what I'm saying. Provide a little assistance, but if you commit too much, a guy like Simmons can make you pay. Excellent pass out of the double team. Go back to Jeremy Pargo. Spins right in between 2 defenders. Eyes up on the rim. Soft touch off the backboard. Layup.
You can see what Pargo's done this season. His best season by far in the Big 3 compared to his first 3 seasons in the league. He's made 6 4-point shots this season, more than anybody. In fact, that's a Big 3 record. Garcia a little too physical with Joe Johnson. That's the 3rd foul, too, for Charles Garcia, so he's going to have to sit down the rest of this first half.
Yeah, about a good body. He is his activity. And if he does get switched on Joe, you don't lose any of the height to that switch, but Joe able to pick up that foul and regulate Garcia to sitting down this rest of the first half.
Here's Jamario Moon. Joe Johnson step back for the 3. That's off. Pargo with the swipe. Larry Sanders to check back in for Jamario Moon. Chris Johnson knocks down that jumper.
move.
He can shoot it.
Ghost Ballers up.
1 point lead for the Ghost Ballers. Pargo gets a step in the lane, knocks down the floater.
But on that play, he identified where Chris Johnson was at. His eye, his eyes were right on him the whole time to see if he was going to commit to come up. And when he didn't, that's when he pulled up for that little push shot.
Pargo's got 10 of the Triplets 18. Keep in mind, first team to 25, we go to the half. Here's Johnson working on Sanders from the corner. Yes, I told you he shoots 62% from 3. 2 point lead for the Ghost Ballers.
Joe.
See, Ghost Ballers, Mike Taylor with 2 fouls. Garcia's got to sit for the rest of the first half because he's got 3. Here's Simmons. Spins on Pargo and banks it home.
Take advantage of. You put Simmons in the middle of the lane, you have Chris Johnson spread on the wing. Where the help go come from? You don't have it. So that time, smart play by Jonathan Simmons to use his height over Jeremy Pargo.
Here's Pargo, right back at you. 2 point lead for the Ghost Ballers. On 3-pointer, we go to the half. Here's Simmons. Looking for his get back. Got it. Now Pargo. For 3. Yes!
But Simmons, you can't reach and try to pluck it from behind. When you do that, you're not going to have help. And that gave Jeremy Pargo that easy look. It's got to be solid defensively.
Next bucket, we go to the half.
Yep.
Triplets.
Penalty.
That's probably going to be the 3rd foul on Larry Sanders. He's going to have to sit down as well. 3 fouls in the first half. You got to sit down. So Jamario Moon will check in. Chris Johnson can send us to the half with the make. And he does it. So we go to the half with the Ghost Ballers up 3 on the Triplets. The winner heads to the Big 3 championship. And it's Jonathan Simmons with Scout.
It's my fault. I should have been interviewing you all year. You've been silent but killing out here. Once again, you just picked it up to end this half. How do you continue through the second half?
I think we're playing together as a team on both ends of the flow. So as long as we do that, we make more shots. I think we got a good chance against them.
You got a big matchup in Joe Johnson. You seem to be keeping him away from the basket. How you doing that?
Man, he's a big, strong player, so I'm just trying to be solid, not foul, and I hope he score, make tough baskets over me.
All right. You know what? It's my bad. I should have been interviewing all you.
Yeah, man. I come here to Berkeley and then go home, man.
Got it.
It's all good.
All right. Good luck second half.
He's got 9, and his team is up 3. The winner heads to the championship game. Triplets, Ghost Ballers. You're watching the Big 3 playoff presented by Microsoft here on CBS.
Put your
bonus. Come on, one more foul.
The 2023 Big Three Playoffs presented by Microsoft is sponsored by Hyundai. It's your journey.
Hey, next Saturday, we head to London to put a wrap on our summer hoop season in the Big Three. It all starts at noon Eastern, the celebrity game, then at 1. The best of the Big Three take to the court for the All-Star game, and that's followed by the Big Three Championship game. It's all next Saturday right here on CBS. Right now, Lisa Leslie's squad, the Triplets, down 3 to the Ghost Bowlers, but we got Lisa Leslie mic'd up for sound. Here she is.
You got it. Just talk. Hey, even if it's wrong, communication is the key. Y'all can't get out there and be silent. Talk to each other. Go rebound, Jeremy. Let's go. Hell yeah. Let's go, Jeremy. Nice job. Good job, Larry. Way to stay locked in, man. Hey, one more foul. We're in the bonus. Come on, one more foul.
Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson. So as we begin here the second half, you look at the Triplets, you got Jeremy Parker's got 15. Everyone else has got like 4 or barely a score. Meanwhile, the Ghost Ballers got consistent scoring. Mike Taylor, he's got 6. Chris Johnson, he's got 7. Jonathan Simmons, he's got 9.
You talking about balance? I mean, they got down Ghost Ballers early 7-0, kind of regathered, recalibrated, figured out what they needed to do. They were able to, I think, systematically defend Joe Johnson and not allow him to get hot. But you know, in the second half, the ball is going to go through his hands. So let's see what the Ghost Ballers defense has in store.
Here's Pargo. Up top, Joe Johnson. Yes, Joe.
But out of a play drawn up by Lisa Leslie, coming out of the timeout, coming out of halftime. Got Pargo isolated on the baseline. You help. Joe Johnson made you pay.
And we're tied up at 26. First team to 50. Wins it. Win by 2. Here in the Big Three, it's Joe Johnson. Step back 3. And a foul by Darnell Jackson.
And Joe has a little bit more pep in his step coming out here at halftime. I'm sure he and Lisa Leslie huddled up at half, talked about what they needed to do. And Jackson that time, almost an impossible task for him to guard Joe one-on-one, in particular on the perimeter.
So Joe Johnson will shoot 1 for 3 from the top.
Joe Johnson shooting 1 for 3.
Too strong. Here's Jonathan Simmons. Into Chris Johnson. They'll call that on Pargo.
The intention for Pargo was, he didn't pull him back. He moved out the way. The official called that Pargo pulled him into it.
Yeah.
But that time Pargo had his elbow in his back and Chris Johnson back and kind of just backed up. That was a missed call that time by the official.
Larry Sanders moving his feet, knocks it out of bounds. 9 on the shot clock. Here's Johnson again. Turnaround off 1 foot.
Less movement. Get to your spot. Inside pivot. Dirk Nowitzki right there.
Yeah,
fade
really.
away.
Here's Joe, the triple. Simmons the rebound. 2-point lead for the Ghost Ballers. Waves away the help. Wants to go one-on-one with Pargo. Gets the bump, and he'll go to the line. Pargo's picked up a couple of quick ones here in the second half.
Yeah, he has, and that could be huge too. Think about the third foul. He has to do what?
Sit down.
That's right. So Pargo has to be very cognizant of that. Also, Lisa Leslie has to be cognizant of that and his teammates in order to protect him a little bit.
Simmons knocks down the free throw. Lead is 4. Jonathan Simmons now with 11. First time in the playoffs for the Ghost Ballers since 2017. 0-1 is their record in the postseason. Pargo.
That's outstanding one-on-one defense by Jonathan Simmons.
Good. Oh! And Chris Johnson throws it down.
They clear it though. They clear it. So it may have been, I think they're looking at Darnell Jackson. Was he did he stay in the lane? And let's see if they cleared it enough when the shot goes up. Jackson is there.
Looks like you see he tried to get out of there.
Yeah, but he's out when he's out when the ball is being passed. So it's one of those bang bang plays. You think he's still in there. So hopefully the officials can get this right and allow the baskets. He was out. He cleared it. Now watch as the shot goes up. Long rebound. Darnell Jackson is in. And then as he goes in the air, he's out. But is it Chris? Well, Chris Johnson is in the lane. Maybe that's the
I was going to say, did he stay in the lane?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Because he never left. As the shot goes up, yeah, he didn't just stay in the lane.
Player in violation. So Chris Johnson never left the lane.
That was it.
Darnell Jackson, you saw he did clear, but Chris Johnson did not. So no bucket. Here's Joe Johnson now. And got it.
Yeah, but Simmons, you can't bail him out. Just play solid defense. Once you reach and you miss, again, you don't have the luxury of having two help defenders on the weak side.
Taylor throws it up for Chris Johnson. He tried to reverse it, and Joe Johnson lays it in. Tied up. Johnson's got 11. Here's Simmons. Yes.
Just a little nuance, a little switch. Jonathan Simmons, it was Joe Johnson that initially was guarding him, but he got Mike Taylor and Jeremy Pargo together to get that switch to utilize his height advantage over Pargo on that shot.
You see, for the triplets, it's usually ISO Joe and Pargo. That's the case again tonight. Here's Mike Taylor. Yeah, Mike Taylor. 4-point lead for the Ghost Ballers.
For a team that hasn't been here like that, it's only one playoff game under their belt. But this is a team that's shown a lot of poise in the face of this Triplets team making a run at them.
Pargo rejected by Chris Johnson and another goaltend.
Ball. Another one of those bang plays.
And Simmons follows it up. And one.
Well, let's see the move again. It's the getting the switch. Smaller Pargo loses it on the first one, tips it on the second. Height wins, man.
Simmons going to the line.
Is that? We gotta get a little
Conventional three-point play.
No, but the foul is on Jeremy Pargo.
Yeah, Pargo sat down. He's had a seat. Oh, missed it. Johnson pulls it out though. It's going to end up being 5 points. Here's Joe Johnson. Pushes Taylor off and knocks down the little jumper. 2-point lead for the Ghost Ballers. Taylor gets a steal. Trying to get it off the board. Mario Moon.
Box out that time by Mike Taylor on Larry Sanders.
Simmons into Johnson. No air ball. Larry Sanders makes him pay. And we're tied up at 36. First team to 50 wins it. Heads to the Big Three Championship in London, England. Simmons, pull up, strong. Johnson the rebound. Triplets playing with a little momentum here. Here's Joe, wants to back down Mike Taylor. With 5, gets double team. Moon, open 3. Yes! Jamario Moon! The Triplets have battled back, and they're up 3. The winner heads to the championship game in London. It's the Big Three here on CBS. Scal, what did you get on the foul stuff?
Oh.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So only in the second half. In the first half, if you get 3, you got to come out. But you could get 6 fouls in the second half. And
So why don't you bring that back with Scal about the Jeremy situation on the 3 fouls?
Yeah, only in the first half did that apply.
All right, so we need you to do that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Perfect.
Well, it's time for the shot of the game. It's presented by Hyundai. Comes courtesy of Jeremy Pargo.
Splits the defense in tight quarters. Not only that, eyes up on the rim. Phil Simmons on his back, Jonathan, but still able to finish it up top.
Now, you know, Pargo sat down because he had those quick 3 fouls in the second half. And Scal, I mean, give us some clarification on that.
Yeah, so in the first half, you get 3 fouls, you have to go to the bench. In the second half, You could get 3 fouls, but the next time you get the 4th, they shoot and they get the ball back. It's like being in the bonus.
Got it.
So Lisa has to kind of think about the strategy here and when to use it.
Great clarification right there. But that provides that since you don't foul out there, a player can still compete, but you still get penalized in the second half, but you're not sitting down.
Here's Joe Johnson backing his way on Taylor. High off the glass. Banks it home. Now the triplets. They're 9 points away from back appearing in the Big Three championship game.
I think it comes down, Brian, you've been around this enough to know Mike Taylor with a big time shot.
Yes!
Which team can limit mental mistakes, careless turnovers down the stretch of the game, finish your defense with rebound.
Tied at 41 all. This is what you want. The winner heads to the championship game. Joe, step through. Too big, too strong. 2-point lead.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to keep it simple. Get the ball to Joe, give him the space, and let him create.
That's why they call him ISO Joe. Here's Mike Taylor, though. Kick out. Garcia. The 3. In and out. Rebound, Jamario Moon. Jones has cleared out. ISO Joe going one-on-one to Sanders. Spins to Moon. And it will stay with the triplets as it was tipped by the Ghost Ballers.
It's tipped and there's only 3.9 seconds left on the shot clock. So the triplets have to be aware of that, but Ghost Ballers, you can't commit a silly foul.
Moon, the triple. In and out as well. Here's Chris Johnson. Don't let him shoot it. Here's Mike Taylor. Pull up, blocked by Sanders.
Sanders' ability right there to guard in space once again gave Mike Taylor enough room to operate, but not enough where he couldn't influence the shot by getting his fingertips on it and blocking.
Second in the Big Three in blocks. Joe Johnson drives the baseline and makes it home. ISO Joe. He's got 17. Lead is 4. 5 points from victory. Here's Simmons. To Taylor. Taylor, pull up. And the foul. And Lisa Leslie's going to bring the fire.
See, and that's the strategy right now. Instead of giving up that 2, you keep that in your back pocket for when you need it. And now you have a one-on-one opportunity with Jamario Moon guarding Mike Taylor instead of Mike Taylor going to the free throw line.
It's the Taco Bell, bring the fire. You can challenge a shooting call like that and make that offensive player go one-on-one for the points. Defensive player gets the stop. They get the ball. Mike Taylor, Jamario Moon going one-on-one in the Taco Bell, bring the fire. Taylor. Cross. Up and under and blocked by Moon.
Outstanding strategic move and use of bring the fire by Lisa Leslie. Yes, Mike Taylor has the quickness. Moon has the length, the know-how, and the savvy veteran knowledge of how to play against a smaller opponent. That was huge.
Jamario Moon comes up with the big stop. They look to double. Joe Johnson on the inbounds. In the Johnson. Working on Simmons. Backs him down. Sanders. Goes up and under. No! Joe Johnson, yes!
It's simple. It's simple basketball. And Lisa Leslie, a championship coach, player, understands it. Your best player, get him on the block, force the defense to have to make a decision.
Taylor trying to will his squad back to Simmons. And they call the push on Joe Johnson. Look at the second half this man's had. 4 in the first half. He's got 21. 17 have come in the second half. Here's Simmons. Spins, stripped by Moon, and they're going to call the foul.
Yeah, I thought Moon had all ball on that. And let's see, Simmons loves to get back to that right hand. So watch the spin. Moon reaches down. That's all ball. I think it's all ball. Hey, Scav, the difference in the second half, we knew that Joe started off a little bit slow, but what did you see differently from Joe coming out in the second half?
Well, I think when Pargo went out, Joe just said, I got to level up. I mean, just look at the team he has out there. Sanders, the defensive guy. Moon can make a shot, but also a defensive guy. So, you know, Joe always delivers and he gives what the game needs.
Simmons, 1 for 2. No. Rebound, Joe Johnson. A 3, they win it. They're headed back to the championship. It's Jamario Moon. He thought about it. With 5 for the win. No good. And Larry Sanders crashes the board with a foul on him.
Joe sucks into defense. Moon hesitates a little bit. Larry Sanders.
And for the Ghost Ballers, they'll go to the line, an opportunity for a couple of points and to keep the basketball. It's the Big 3 playoff here on CBS. Six-point lead for the Triplets. The winner heads to the Big 3 championship game. Coming up next, the FedEx Cup playoffs continue with the 50 best golfers on the PGA Tour competing at the BMW Championship. It's live coverage coming up next right here on CBS. Packed house here at Capital One Arena as the Big 3 Commissioner Clyde Drexler looks on. And it's Chris Johnson going to the line, shooting 1 for 2. Here's the interesting thing for the Ghost Ballers. Listen, you knock down these free throws, you get the ball back, you cut to this lead and keep rolling.
Again, the nuances of the rule and how you utilize those nuances to your favor can benefit you, especially down the stretch of a game. If you knock it, now you retain possession. And to me, the strategy would be this. Drive the basketball, get fouled again, knock down the free throw, rinse and repeat. If you have an open jump shot, cool, off a dribble penetration, but don't bail the Triplets out by taking an ill-advised shot and giving them an opportunity to close this game out. They're London.
Here's Chris Johnson for 3.
Like that.
It's short. Moon, the rebound. It's Joe for the win. No! Rebound, Simmons. Here's Mike Taylor. Driving. Off the glass.
You go, driving.
2-point lead. A 3 wins it. Moon sets the screen. Joe Johnson double. Now he's got Taylor on him. Backs him down with 5. Moon, the triple for the win. No good. Rebound Sanders. Here's Joe Johnson. Driving. And 1. He'll go to the line to win it.
Multiple opportunities from behind the three-point line for the Triplets. Jamario Moon not able to get it, but again, I talked about this down the stretch of the game. Can you finish your defense by getting that defensive rebound when you need it? That time it did not. It benefited Joe.
Joe Johnson knocks down this free throw. The Triplets are headed back to the championship game and to London for the win. Yeah! the second half for Joe Johnson. Put up basically a 20-piece in the second half to lead his squad, and he's with Scal.
Going to London. You are going to London. Really had to dig deep in that second half.
Yeah, I just had to pick it up. Jeremy came us the first half. I seen him look fatigued, and we gave him a different look. We weren't beating. Defensively, we got stops, and offensively, we was aggressive.
All right, I'll see you in London.
Yes, sir. See you in London, baby.
All right.
Well, here's the bracket. The Triplets, the enemies. They'll play for the Big Three Championship next Saturday from the O2 Arena in London, England. Fish and chips, Jim, next week.
Hey, long as you pay for it, brother. You know I like free
50,
stuff.
45 is the final. For Jim Jackson, Brian Scalabrine, and our entire crew, I'm Brian Custer. So long from Washington, D.C. Coming up next on CBS, third round coverage of the BMW Championship. It's a presentation of CBS Sports in association with the Big Three.